We're gonna keep it moving. Group F. Oh man. Oh man. Denmark, man. Oh my God. What a team. What a team. They're the only team now that has a perfect record in qualifiers over in Europe. 6 games played, 22 goals, none conceded, 18 points. This is absolutely ridiculous. This is ridiculous. So, look, Scotland and Israel, Austria. The interesting thing about Austria, though, is that Austria has a high ranking in the Nations League backdoor, right? And they're fourth, which means that they're in the playoffs even if they place fourth, or even if they end up placing last in the group, they're still in the playoffs, which is kind of crazy. What if they place last in the group, go through the playoffs, and makes it to the World Cup? That would be nuts. I don't think that's going to happen, but you never know. I think Franco Foda is under a lot of pressure, and he could lose his job in October. As soon as October hits, he could lose his job. Look here. Denmark are qualified. They're through. No way they're missing out. They only have, 2 matches left. It's, 3 games? How many games they play? Yeah. More. You sure? Yeah. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man, I forgot Moldova. I didn't even see Moldova at the bottom there. Oh, man. Moldova at the bottom. Yeah, they do have 4 games left. 6 teams. Yeah, 10 games. Yeah, I didn't even see Moldova there. But look, they're qualifying. They're going to win their remaining matches, in my opinion. They're going to win their games because look at what they did to Israel there. And Israel were really playing some good football. And Denmark just say, hey, man, we don't care what you did. You playing us. We're gonna show you who's boss. And Denmark, I think they actually rotated their team against the Faroe Islands with the Israel game in mind, and it worked to a T, even though they almost dropped points to the Faroe Islands there. Your islands, I should say. You know what I'm saying? How you feel getting so close to a point against Denmark, bro? Must have felt good.
You know, the boys try their hardest, but we'll get them next time, huh?
Yeah, I know. But talk to me about this group. Scotland looking good for that playoff spot. Israel, there'll be a fight between Israel and Scotland right now, as it seems. And Austria will always get that playoff spot because of that Nations League standing. Talk to me here about this group briefly.
Yeah, Denmark is going to run away with it. They already are. They could possibly become the first country in the world to qualify next month on October 12th. There are 1 or 2 other nations I have in mind, one of which we'll get to later on in this video, that I think could just beat them out to it in terms of officially qualifying early. But yeah, they're sitting pretty. I think that they benefit from the fact that this is not the most challenging group, but they're still, honestly, arguably a top 10 national team in the world right now on current form, coming off a semifinal run to the European Championship, 6 consecutive wins here in qualifying, 22 goals scored, 6 clean sheets, 0 goals conceded, 7 points clear of second place Scotland. Scotland, Israel, and Austria basically duking it out for that second, for that playoff spot. I believe, don't quote me on this, I think Austria are in decent position to make the playoffs anyway because of the Nations League.
Yeah. I've been mentioning that, yeah.
So, it's possible that maybe that could be contributing to why they're not doing so great, because maybe they are keenly aware of that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they realize, you know what, Denmark was pulling away even before we got into this funk, so let's just hedge our bets on the next round or something. Scotland, though, huge away victory. Like you mentioned, huge away victory. And I think they're probably favorites now to come in second, because the only way they can qualify is through the playoff. Same case with Israel. And I was surprised, like you were, when you were covering Denmark's thrashing of Israel 5-0. I thought Israel was going to give them a really tough game, because Israel has been in decent form lately. But yeah, no, Denmark just tore them to shreds, didn't they? They made hard work of the Faroe Islands, but then they came back and just ran roughshod over the Israelis. I don't have much else to say on this group. I mean, who's gonna go to the playoffs? I think it's gonna be Austria and Scotland.
What do you mean you don't have much more to say when you haven't touched on your boy Aaron Zahavi and the fact that he did not show up against Denmark, bro? You know what I'm saying? Smashed up the Faroe Islands, smashed up Austria. That was an impressive win, though. 5-2 against Austria.
It was.
That was an impressive win. And Israel were doing the business up until they met Denmark. I think they needed to perform a lot better against Denmark. I think that hurt their chances big time. Because look at what Scotland did. Scotland won away to Austria. They beat Moldova. They didn't pick up a result against Denmark, but I didn't expect anything else. But still, they got the 6 points that they should have gotten. And they lost the game that, you know what I mean? Yeah, we expected them to lose. And if you go to the next fix, Austria were very poor, by the way, in that window. And I think Scotland and Israel had a similar international break. Scotland and Israel play next in October. This is going to be a big game. That's a big game. Austria should beat the Faroe Islands. Denmark should beat Moldova. Scotland should beat the Faroe Islands. So if they're able to beat Israel and beat the Faroe Islands, they could put themselves in a really good position. A draw would not help them at all because Israel will beat Moldova. It's going to be close. Let's just say it's going to be very close. You go to the November fixtures. Scotland has Moldova. Israel has Austria. Scotland has the better fixtures, but Scotland do have Denmark. It's a mix. It's a mix. Israel play Faroe Islands. So it's a mix, man. It's a mix. It is a mix. It's like, it is going to be difficult in this group as well. This group is not going to be easily predicted. Denmark to qualify directly, but for the playoffs, it's a toss-up, in my opinion.
I agree.